What's up, guys? This is ShadowWolf810, and welcome to another good episode of Shadow Wolf's Featured. This is an awesome jump map, and it was made by Lucky Bread. It's called Halo's Edge. If you didn't get the pun, that's Mirror's Edge, but, you know, in Halo. So this map is actually really good. I really like this map, and we're going to get into some judging categories here. So first off is jump difficulty. Now, the jumps aren't ridiculously hard to do, but they're still challenging. You know, you're not just like walking on a flat surface or anything like that, so it's going to get a good score for jump difficulty. And moving on to jump originality, I mean, obviously this is like a map, like it's sort of one of those maps where you have to actually move about the map and it's not just, you know, a bunch of blocks, so it's going to get a very good score for jump originality. And as far as the length of the map goes, it's pretty good. You know, it's pretty hard to mess up the length of a map just because, you know, it's either going to be 1 block long or 50,000 to get a bad score for the length, so you know what I'm saying. But checkpoints is where this map kind of has a little bit of a downfall. It's going to get like a medium score for checkpoints because there really aren't any. If you manage to kill yourself somehow, there's not really any specific way to do that, but if you manage it, it's kind of hard to recover. But overall points, going to get a 12 out of 15 for jump difficulty, a 14 out of 15 for jump originality, the length of the map, 8 out of 10, and checkpoints only 6 out of 10 for a grand total of 40 out of 50 points, which is pretty good. So good job, Lucky Bread. And real quick before we get into today's commentary topic, if you're going to do your maps in Forge just to, you know, avoid failed jumps or whatever, don't put a bunch of ridiculous arrows on every single jump. I don't know why this person did that, but he did, so for future reference, don't do that. But now we're going to get into today's topic of commentary, if I could talk, and this was submitted by William, and it's why, or what rather, do I hate about school? Now, this is pretty fresh in my mind because I just got back from my first weekend of school and just finished my first week. Obviously, that's why I had my first weekend. And these things are pretty fresh in my mind with all the teachers, you know, explaining their class rules and blah, 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 blah. So it was pretty annoying to me to think of these because it just brought up all of them at once. I was like, God, I hate all this. But, you know, I really do enjoy school for the most part, besides all the things you're about to hear. So probably the biggest thing that I don't like about school is when you get a class that you absolutely love, but the teacher completely ruins it for you. And, you know, this can go with sports as well. I had a coach in track last year who just absolutely pissed me off for a good reason. I'll tell you that story in a second, but they can just ruin a love of yours or, you know, an interest of yours because they're bad teachers. Or coaches usually will, you know, not care about the freshman and sophomore teams, which is what I was last year. And just the way that they think that, you know, obviously the freshmen and sophomores should earn my respect by me not paying attention to them. That doesn't make any sense to me. So next thing I really hate about teachers, especially in AP and higher level classes like college classes or even honors stuff, they're like, when they're talking to you about what you're going to need to do for their class, oh my God, you're going to need to devote all your time to keeping up with this class. I mean, if you don't, you're going to just drown and all the work's going to pile up on you. And it's just, oh my God, really? I mean, I'm taking like 4 or 5 of these four really of these classes where I have to listen to the teacher say, hey, you need to devote all your time to my class because obviously mine's more important than all your other classes. It just doesn't make any sense to me. How am I supposed to devote all my time to 4 different things? Whatever. I'd only be able to devote a fourth of my time to all those different things, even if I wanted to do that, which I don't need to do because they're not really that difficult, but whatever. So that pisses me off when teachers all say that because they think their class is the most important. Next thing, I really hate it when teachers don't let you work on homework from another class. But, you know, I actually get where teachers are coming from with this. I mean, obviously, me or any other person is not going to be smart enough to work on some other subject while they ramble on about something that we think is absolutely useless to us. I mean, seriously, if you're going to not talk about anything that interests me and or is important for me to listen to at all, why should I not be able to accomplish the things that I need to get done? It just doesn't make any sense. So that is another thing. If teachers are like, you can't do homework from another class while I'm talking, blah, blah, blah. If they're not saying anything of importance, then you're just wasting my time in all seriousness. So whatever. Next thing pisses me off is when teachers just don't have the metaphorical balls, or the real ones for that matter, to stand up to their kids and make them shut up. It really just bugs me when a teacher will, not be able to control their class at all. And another thing that pisses me off is when they just stand at the front of the classroom when the class won't shut up for whatever reason. They just stand there and wait. Like, seriously, I've had a teacher wait for like a half an hour before because our class just kept talking because she wouldn't do anything. She's just like, oh, we'll just let them talk, whatever. They're obviously going to think it's awkward and, that they're disrespecting me. No, that's not going to happen. You need to bring down the beat stick and hurt somebody for anything to come of that. I mean, nobody's just going to be like, oh, she doesn't want us to talk, you guys, You know what I'm saying? I absolutely hate that. Aspiring teachers out there, tell your kids to shut up. Whatever. Moving on. I hate teachers who aren't exciting. I mean, seriously, it's almost as bad as having a bad teacher is having a boring teacher, But a lot of times the sciencey and math type teachers are really just fun and awesome. Like my physics teacher, for example, just the other day stood on top of his own desk and dropped a huge physics book right onto like a tile floor. It was so loud. It was awesome. But he was just demonstrating he dropped a piece of paper as well. And he was like, so do things fall at the same rate? And he dropped that. And then, we had this whole big discussion. But point is, that's exciting. He was funny and engaging. That's what teachers need to be like. Boring teachers who sit at their desk or stand in front of the class and talk to their little PowerPoint, that is not fun. So, again, aspiring teachers, be fun. Another thing, I think not being able to text during class is kind of stupid, mostly because I know I'd be able to pay attention to the teacher and, text at the same time. I can understand why they wouldn't let girls who text 24/7 with no breaks in between not text. But seriously, give them like a GPA thing. If your GPA falls beneath this, then you can't text. That would solve everything, and we'd be able to text. It'd be fine. So next thing, I hate the drama that happens in school. I mean, just unnecessary things that you just have to listen to because they're basically the most important thing to a high schooler. So I don't know, whatever. Next thing, school lunches are just terrible. Until you're a junior with a car that can go off campus for lunch, they're just bad. The next thing is I just don't like stupid people. That's why I take a lot of high classes, because I don't do well around retarded people in class. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tell me about your bad school experiences, and be sure to leave a comment if you have a commentary idea for next episode. But thank you for watching. I'll see you later. It was like, oh guys, we found a cave, we can escape the zombie apocalypse, and then like they build up a little base and then the zombies all find them. They're like, no, we must defend our home.